Okay, let's continue the rest of the lesson. All right. The next point is many people are already very excited about Google Glass and the Google gave a competition about the device. That's true, all right. When something new appears on the market, especially so-called electronic devices, a lot of people are crazy about that, right? They are eager to try it, all right. And then, what's about the competition? And we will know later on, all right. And let me show you some reasons, okay, why Google wants to have this competition first, all right? Because it is not available to the general public. I think one of the reasons is that it is still on the stage of testing and it is not produced in a great amount, all right? So it costs a lot, right? Okay, and it just sold a limited number to software developers because they need apps which are suitable for this kind of device, right? Okay, so they want the programs, the apps first, all right? So they just sold some Google Glasses to the developers, right? And then let's talk about the competition, all right? The competition is called If I Had Glass, all right? And what was it about? Okay, they encouraged people to post the things they would do if they had a Google Glass, all right? If I had the Google Glass, first of all, I think I don't have to wear glasses, any glasses, because actually it's quite inconvenient to wear glasses, really. All right, so that's why people choose contact lenses, right? Okay, and then the next one is the winners were sent a Google Glass and along with a bill for 1,500 US dollars. It was a great amount of money, but even though they had won the competition, they still had to pay Google to try this new product. Well, so you think this would be a successful promotion or successful advertising? I'm not sure, right? As for me, I was not so interested in this kind of new device, right? Maybe it was not released by Apple or something. Okay, and then the next one is all right. Uh, However, not everyone is happy about Google Glass projects. Yeah, that's true. When a new thing appears, some people will be happy about the advancement of the new technology, and some people, especially the conservative people, will worry about something, especially the negative effects. All right. So let's see what are they. All right. And then the first one is about the AIDS. Too many A's irritate people, making them pessimistic about this idea. All right. Remember, in the beginning of the Facebook, all right, it was just like a place where friends and people shared their ideas, their daily lives, and it seems like a connection of people who lived apart, lived in different countries. But nowadays, you see huge amounts of A's uh, everywhere on Facebook. All right, even though in the articles people write, or even though in the ideas that the people want to share with you, all right, you cannot tell what is true and what is fake, all right. The things are confusing, right? Okay, so that's why some people are leaving Facebook. They don't want to be manipulated by businessmen, and they want to have their own privacy. I think it's quite weird, especially speaking of AIDS. I had this kind of experience when I chat on a certain product on a certain website, and later on, when I browsed Facebook, when I visited some other websites, the AIDS of the products showed on the website. Okay, any website I visited, it was creepy. It seems that I was watched by somebody, and they knew what I was doing, and they knew my hobbies, and they knew my favorites. Don't you think it is so uneasy to you, right? So that's why I think some people don't like AIDS, right? When you are checking some serious information, and then if the website are crowded with many A's, don't you think it is very irritable, right? So uh, some points about this kind of advertising problem. All right. Some people said that the Google Glass will inevitably include a lot of advertising. All right. But all right, for now, Google has banned advertising in Google Glass applications. But this is something that could change, just like Facebook. All right. And another proof is the saying of one Google beta tester. Beta tester, I will tell you what it is later on. All right, Facebook had waited 2 years before adding any advertising. All right, so in the beginning, maybe Google banned the advertising, but the situation will be changed. All right, sooner or later, right? Okay, and he also mentioned that when Google had first launched, it had been just a search box too, without any ads. Why? Because without any ads, they don't get any money to support the further development. And I think some developers of electronic devices or business people will you know, give up Google Glass, right? And then Google Glass will become an ordinary glass. Well, okay, so that is one of the things that uh, people are not so optimistic about this idea. All right, and then the next point is now when we look at the Facebook and the Google, we can see advertising everywhere, which is irritating to some people, right? Okay, and I will show you what beta test is. Right, it is about the final stage in the testing of a new software or hardware product before its commercial release, conducted by testers other than its developers. All right, it is the same to some games, online games or the ordinary games on the internet or on the computer. All right. So before the the apps where the games are launched on the market, they have to be tested. All right, and we call it beta test. All right, and then let me show you the example. And then the next one is application, all right, is not a new word to you, all right, but I want you to know apps actually is the word application, all right. That is an example. Okay, then the other concern is privacy, all right. Okay, perhaps someone wearing Google Glass will film or record your conversation without being aware. It will happen, right? Okay, because Google Glass is not so eye-catching like a cell phone, all right, or like uh, pen. I mean, recording pen. All right. Okay. So maybe some people will uh, mistake Google Glass with ordinary glass, ordinary glasses. All right. So it will happen. All right. Especially to some celebrities. All right. And some paparazzis maybe will be very happy to use this glass to do their job, right? Okay, and then the response of the CEO, right? Lara Page, yeah, one of the founders of this company, said that once people started using Google Glass, these problems will go away. He went on to suggest that no one is afraid when someone walks into a public bathroom holding a smartphone, which is also capable of recording video. Well, what do you think of this? It sounds like an excuse, really, all right? Because, okay, opponents of Google Glass say it is much more obvious when someone is filming with a smartphone, right? Okay, so this is very important word for many people, privacy. All right, but I think most of you have known this one, but I want to remind you, all right? This is something that is very important in our life, right? And then I will show you the example. And the last one is opponent. All right, opponent means the one who is against something. Okay. All right, and the next part is about safety. Why? Why is about safety? Okay, people who are against the Google Glass thinks that driving or operating machinery while wearing Google Glass could pose some serious dangers. Just like when you are driving and you are answering the cell phones, right? Don't forget, some car accidents happened just because of people's answering the phone. Okay, and then people who are for this idea think that Google Glass could actually improve road safety by giving accurate directions and warning drivers of oncoming accidents and traffic problems. All right, so it depends how people use this device, right? Okay, so let's see some words we have to know, right? Inevitable is an adjective, right? It means impossible to avoid or prevent. Okay, let me show you the example. And then ban is a verb here. Officially or legally prohibited. All right, don't forget, officially or legally. All right, okay, so after that, we will come to the point of cheating on the test. All right, when this technology becomes widespread, how will teachers be able to stop students from cheating? All right, let's see some facts before we discuss this point. Okay, according to a survey, all right, in 2010, all right, the U.S. students admit that 1 in 3 students admit that they had plagiarized something from the internet. All right, let me tell you what plagiarize is later on. All right, and then the second point is almost 60% said that they had cheated on a test. I think this statistic is quite low. All right, okay, and then the second main point is while someone wearing Google Glass is easy to identify, it won't be long before Google or another company develops a pair that looks like ordinary glasses. Okay, here, while means although, okay, although someone who someone who is wearing Google Glass, right? Nowadays, Google Glass is identified, it's easy to be identified because it looks it looks very different from the ordinary one, right? Okay, but someday, not very long, just because of the development of technology and the science, all right, maybe it will look like an ordinary pair of glasses, all right. Then how can you tell what is a Google Glass and what is the ordinary one, all right? And then in this way, all right, since the students can connect themselves with the internet, it's quite easy to, you know, take any kind of written test, right? Okay, so emphasize it again. And then the next one is scientists are already thinking of ways to put screens directly onto contact lenses. All right, if this happens, then our eyes becomes the lenses of camera, or the screen of the computer. Then um, it is not so bothering to searching for the information, or searching for the answers to any kind of questions, right? Okay, all right, and then I will remind you the importance of these two words. Okay, plagiarize and plagiarism, right? The first one is a verb and the second one is a noun, right? It's very serious problem, especially in Taiwan. In the academy, if you plagiarize the other people's papers or the other people's results or experiments, then it will hurt your reputation, and it maybe cause you to lose your job. Okay, and as for our class, right? If you plagiarize the articles on the internet, all right, you don't get any points. All right, you have to take it very seriously, because that's about the copyright. All right, that is about people's uh, efforts of wisdom or people's creativity. All right, so it is very easy. You just clip and paste, then it becomes your own stuff. But as for the original writer or original creator, maybe they spend their whole life doing that kind of stuff. All right, so just take them very seriously. All right, don't do any kind of these things. All right, then next one. All right. Though some worries appear along with the new invention, they will disappear as the new thing becomes part of daily life. All right. It is very common. All right. For the people's attitude toward new thing. All right. And it seems kind of a pattern nowadays. All right. Let me show you some facts in history. All right. The first one is in the 16th century. The printing press made many people worry about information overload. All right, they that means some people were panicked about so much information, right? Okay, and then they are eager to tell what information was right and what information was not proved yet. All right, and then in the 19th century, cameras were banned on U.S. beaches by those fearing a lack of privacy. But nowadays, cameras are part of our life, right? Necessities. Okay, and then the next one is when radio arrived in the early 20th century, it was accused of distracting the youth. In our time, television, movies, and the video games have all been blamed for making us more stupid and violent. Well, that's true, right? Your parents have told you, about this, right? Okay, and then in this respect, perhaps Google Glass is next in a long line of technologies that at first cause panic, but later become a part of everyday life. It will not happen. That's just so sorry. Okay, and then let's come to almost the end of this lesson. Okay, Google Glass has created a lot of debate and one day may change the way we see the world. Well, yeah, they will change the way we see the world. Okay, but some people have different opinions. All right. It seems that everyone has an opinion about Google Glass. For example, Tim Cook, all right, the CEO of Apple, the company, right? He thinks that okay, Google Glass would, I'm sorry, nut is missing here, would not become very popular because some people simply don't want to wear glasses. As for me, all right, I just told you, I don't think wearing glasses are a convenience, right? It is kind of convenient thing for many people, right? Uh, so many people hate wearing glasses, so they would rather wear contact lenses, right? So how come they like to wear Google Glass, right? Okay, and then the next one is he also pointed out that wearing a wearable computing should focus more on doing just one thing, such as the Nike Fuel Band, which tracks your daily activity and it tells you how many calories you have burned. All right, I will show you what the bands are. All right, see? Okay, yeah, we know what Nike is, right? It's a very big company of sports. So, they focus on sports and they focus on energy spent, all right? And, they design their band just like fashionable accessory for the sporties, okay? So then they will become popular. I mean, this kind of band, right? But well, as for Google Glass, we know what's the result, right? Okay, so what happens to Google Glass now? It's true, no longer part of Google, right? Okay, and they are, especially this group, right? R&D group, right? R means what? D means what? Okay, uh, tell me, okay, what is R&D department? Okay, what's on futuristic products such as self-driving cars? All right, and as for those who designed or work on Google Glass, they have already left, right? And the Glass Collective have been dissolved. Okay, all right, and then I'm sorry for the repetition. Okay, then what's Google's next project? Okay, I think Google is a company that keeps going on, right? Okay, and I think I have given you some clue. All right, what's the next project and what kind of surprise that Google will give us? All right, tell me, please. Okay, then that's the end of this lesson, and see you next time.